So we have reached the end of 2025, and we've all seen the bad movies, but come on, let's get happy this time. So I'm gonna give you all my 10 favorite movies that ING are my favorites of 2025. So let's begin, shall we? All right, here we go. First up, give me the Fantastic Four First Steps. This is a movie that obviously does the Fantastic Four justice. It does give you some 60s kind of vibes with the Jetsons and all. The world building is incredible, and especially the space sequence. I thought it was like Interstellar. I thought I was watching Interstellar from the edge of my seats. And the cast is incredible. Is also great, especially Pedro Pascal, who he obviously plays a solid Reed Richards. Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, I thought they were standouts, and especially Ben Grimm as well, played by Ebon Moss-Backrack, who I think is great, obviously, to play the uncle. And especially the villain, uh, uh, Galactus. I thought he was absolutely a great villain. He got some screening times, just some solid amount, but I thought he was a great villain. And the world building around the Fantastic Four really makes you want to explore more about it. I obviously was a huge fan of this, and it does the Fantastic Four justice. Can't wait to see them in Avengers Doomsday. Next up, we have Wake Up, Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. And I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorites of the Knives Out movies, besides the original. I could obviously say it's just one of those Knives Out mysteries. It's just a Knives Out movie. Josh O'Connor, he was the standout as this priest who was falsely accused of murdering someone. But then Daniel Craig stands by him and then obviously starts to believe him. Well, others obviously think he did it, but somehow Craig is the only one who just believed him. And especially also having Glenn Close, who she's also a bit of a solid character in this one. It does have a lot of twists and turns, just like you always can see in a bit of a detective movie, Knives Out movie, and one of those mystery movies. But overall, it's a very solid movie. My favorite of the Knives Out, and I might rewatch it again. Next up, we have Thunderbolts or the New Avengers. You can call it Thunderbolts or the New Avengers. And this is an MCU project that obviously feels like a movie that's actually more grounded. It's one of those movies that obviously tackles mental health where these characters are failures and losers and obviously just deals with some sadness and depressions in there. But most importantly, Yelena I think she was mostly the standout from everyone. Though Julia Louis Dreyfus's character, I really wasn't really particularly a fan of, but okay, decent. But it makes you obviously want to see these characters get redeemed more and more. And also just having to deal with some things in their past. It may not feel like the MCU's version of the Suicide Squad or Dirty Dozens, but overall, it's a huge winner, especially one of those movies in the MCU for me. Next up, we have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Yeah. As someone who's not a fan of Guillermo del Toro and doesn't watch many of his movies that much, I think this one might be my favorite of his filmography. Besides The Shape of Water and Pan's Labyrinth. Jacob Elordi does a great job playing the creature. Oscar Isaac, I obviously, you know, he's fantastic playing Victor, and some nice supporting roles including Mia Goth and Christopher Waltz. The art style's fantastic, fan of the cinematography, and the story as well. Definitely scary. but at the same time can be a little emotional as well. And I will say again, I'm not the biggest fan of Guillermo del Toro, but I think his work is absolutely fantastic when it comes to this. The arts and style that you see in the film, absolutely amazing. So overall, my favorite of Guillermo del Toro. Next up, give me Weapons. Oh boy, yeah, this one I didn't really talk about that much because I didn't feel like seeing a scary movie in the theater. But overall, it was really one of those movies that was definitely scary and terrifying at the exact same time. Solving around a mystery about what happened that night when the kids disappear, and especially some you had some dreamers there, especially with the aunt who plays like who is obviously manipulates the kid. Obviously, they're doing this and doing that. She terrified me. She absolutely terrified me. And there's obviously leaves you in mystery, like what on earth is going on in this city? Like, and it definitely tells you in different types of chapters, with the teacher, Josh Brolin's character, and I guess the principal. Like different chapters, like sort of like how they did in Pulp Fiction with Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction years ago. It definitely cares about obviously wants you to like have some clueless thoughts into this film, and when it comes to third act, it just goes beyond crazy. Otherwise, a great horror film from the director of Barbarian, Zach Cregger. I don't know if I said that right. Or Zach Cregger, I think. Zach Cregger. Yeah, I think it's Krieger. Yeah, Zach Krieger. Great film. Next up, give me Superman. James Gunn just delivers a Superman movie that it really delivers expectations. It just goes straightforward, just no orange story, and it gives you a Lex Luthor that is a great Lex Luthor and a villain that you really, really want to hate. Like you really want to see him get defeat. David Cornsweet, and Richard Brosnan. I thought they were excellent playing Clark, aka Superman, and Lois Lane. Thought it was nice though. Solid characters, but a big twist. And then obviously I was a little 50-50 on. But mostly Mr. Terrific, he was a bit of a standout. He was like the MVP of this film. And I was also a huge fan of the score as well. Just reminded me a little bit of the 1978 film. So overall, I enjoyed it. It did get me teared up. And especially the dog, he was really crazy of a dog. But it was nice seeing a screen debut for Crypto, the dog. And we finally got a Superman movie that's been waiting for. Can't wait to check him out. More Superman soon. Next up, we have, of course, you all were expecting. I think this is the best animated movie of the year, and I obviously couldn't agree more. K-pop Demon Hunters. Now I know I haven't really discussed this movie that much, until it was starting trending. Obviously, back in August, and I thought, you know what? This actually was really good. It does obviously they have the unique of pack blended for K-pop culture, mythology, and the humor, and especially with the three characters of Huntrix that you actually really care about, who are one, they are K-pop pop stars, and one thing you know, they are hunters, demon hunters, actually. And overall, I enjoyed the music and obviously everything about it. The story is actually very meaningful. This is definitely a one of those love letters, obviously, for K-pop culture. And this was one of the movies that obviously is very surprisingly good. And I consider this probably my top animated movie of the year. Surprisingly, one of the best. Next up, we have Sinners. Obviously, a top 3 movie of the year. I knew it was going to be good as I first heard about it. And I was, because, I knew Ryan Coogler would always hit because he just never misses. He always nails it with Michael B. Jordan. But it also mixes in with a vampire movie and uh, some old school blues, making it both like a musical and a vampire film. Wow. Michael B. Jordan is excellent, especially playing two characters, the Smokestack twins. He also gets some nice scenes in there with the Smokestack twins, and then the third act just is really, really, really amazing. It just leaves with so much wowness. And I knew it would be good because of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. They never miss. Michael Jordan and Ryan Coogler as one never made a bad movie. They've never done anything bad. Just one of those movies that actually does, mix in some genres with vampires and some old school blues. And that makes it into one great, awesome movie from Ryan Coogler. Now we just got to see for award season. And I'm willing to bet this one is an absolute winner here. Next up, our runner-up is One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, and Chase Infinity. Now, I went to this movie a little bit skeptical, not knowing anything about this movie. But it's one of those movies that obviously can make things very, very stressful. However, the story really just kind of keeps you interesting all the way from beginning to end. Even in some very classy, stressful situations. There are some humor, and there are a couple laughs, and there are a couple action sequences. And you still get some great performances. However, there are some seriousness, and the politics just kind of just feels like very serious, but it's just not. But it is kind of just feel like a little bit of very like tone, like very tone deaf. Especially when you have them like, with everything that had to do with ice. But more importantly, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is just like, there's obviously one of those films, obviously, they have a kid and they obviously are caring for them, make sure they're safe. And then obviously when they're in danger, they obviously just, go and rescue them. Just one of those type of films. But overall, funny, exciting, thrilling, and I guess another great solid film by Paul Thomas Anderson. And my second favorite of the year. And we do have a few honorable mentions like Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, another thrilling Tom Cruise film, Dogman, second favorite animated movie, and of course Wicked for Good. Just love Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Just wasn't as great as the first, but I still loved their performances. But in first place, of course, I had to go with F1. I just thought this was the absolute summer movie of the year. I thought it was an awesome movie, though. Like the moments, obviously, where you're just in the car, like an actual race car in it. Like actually feeling like that you're actually in the action, kind of like similar to virtual reality. The music, especially, and especially the score from Hans Zimmer, just absolutely fantastic. And especially Brad Pitt just being cool guy Brad Pitt, uh, Damien Idris. Damien Idris, I thought he was a solid character. And also nice seeing Javier Bardem as well. Great cast, some decent amount of humor, and overall amazing cinematography and an amazing music. Just, yeah, this is my favorite film of the year, and I will debate it. I will absolutely say it. This was the summer movie of the year. Best film of the year. Well, in my opinion, at least. Best film of the year. What are your favorite films of 2025? Let me know in the comments below. And this is my final video of 2026. And I will leave you all with more videos in 2026. Because 2026, here we come. So, Happy New Year's, everyone. And I will see you all in the next video in 2026.